Hi, I'm attorney Jeremy Huss. When can the police use an evidence detection sniffer dog? Trained detection canines are often used by police for detecting various types of evidence, including money, drugs, and human beings. We will discuss the 3 most common questions asked about sniffer detection dogs over the next couple of minutes. The 3 most common questions I am asked about sniffer detection dogs are: first, is it legal for a police dog to sniff outside a vehicle during a traffic stop? Second, is it legal for a police dog to sniff outside a person's home? And third, is it legal for a police dog to sniff a person's belongings on the street? Let's deal with our first question. Is it legal for a police dog to sniff outside a vehicle during a traffic stop? The police need reasonable suspicion to conduct a traffic stop of a motor vehicle. If the police lawfully stop a vehicle, the police can run an evidence detection canine along the outside of the vehicle during the stop. No probable cause or reasonable suspicion is required for this. And if the dog alerts on the vehicle, then the police do not need to obtain a search warrant and may search the vehicle without a warrant. Remember, a warrantless search is generally allowed on a vehicle after probable cause is established through the automobile exception. There are typically no issues when the canine is with the officer who initiated the traffic stop. The officer only has to get the canine out of his own vehicle to run outside the suspect car. That takes a matter of seconds. However, issues can arise when the police call another unit to transport a canine to the location. The police may only detain a driver and vehicle for as long as it takes to complete the citation or purpose of the stop. So, unless the police have the canine with them, there may be an unlawful detention if police hold a driver and vehicle to wait for a detection dog to arrive. If it takes longer than it would take the officer to resolve the purpose of the traffic stop, then the police would need more justification than just the traffic stop. Simply put, police cannot prolong traffic stops to conduct dog sniffs. If the police cannot articulate specific justification to detain beyond the traffic stop, then there may be an unlawful detention issue, also known as a de facto arrest. If this issue is present, it is important to file a motion to suppress, because if the judge agrees, the state's case will be dismissed. Let's talk about question number 2. Can a police dog sniff outside a person's home without a warrant? Police are never allowed to walk into a person's yard with a drug sniffer dog, and they certainly cannot walk on a person's front porch or around the house with a sniffer dog without a warrant. However, police may walk through an apartment building with a sniffer dog, and there would be nothing to prevent the police from allowing the dog to sniff right at the tenant doors in the apartment building. But for house purposes, the police cannot trespass onto someone's property to run a sniffer dog. Let's talk about question number 3. Can a police dog randomly sniff a person's belongings on the street? The only way a police dog sniff could happen for no reason is if a person consents to let the dog sniff their belongings. With limited exception, a person should never consent to any requested law enforcement search. The only time a person would have to comply is if police have detained the person due to reasonable suspicion. In a situation where police contact a person walking down the street and have established reasonable suspicion, the police may have a canine sniff the belongings. If the sniffer dog hits on the belongings, police may seize those belongings and write a search warrant to search. Unlike a vehicle stop, a search warrant would be required to have a dog hit here unless police have consent or have authority to search a person incident to arrest without a warrant. Drug sniffer dogs are commonly used in all types of criminal investigations. It is important for anybody under investigation to consult with and retain an experienced criminal defense attorney. If this video resonated with you, please like this video. And please leave me a comment in the comments section about your thoughts on drug sniffer dogs. Also, please subscribe to my channel at Huss Law PLC, where we have weekly chats about criminal law issues. Or you can always call me to chit chat.